Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so wonderful to have you guys back. I'm finally here with yet another Duran Duran deep dive video. I've been waiting quite a while to finally get to this album. I think it is the third to last album that we will be doing on this deep dive journey, but then we'll have the opportunity to start diving into a lot of B-side work. Like I said, I do apologize for the lack of time that I now have to film videos and edit my videos. It's just been really hectic the last few weeks, and I've just barely had time to step into the studio, even work on some of my own music, so it's just been a little bit crazy. So guys, we're going from the year 2007 and jumping all the way to 2011. So the album that we're diving into today is called All You Need Is Now, and the album cover is quite bright. There's a few different colors popping out, which I think is really cool. What I found interesting about this album cover is it does look like a split on two different images. I'm going to assume that that's Nick's handwriting on the front, either Nick or Simon. Maybe that was taken out of a songbook or a lyric book when he was writing down the lyrics for the song. One thing to note about this album is it was produced by Mark Ronson. I'm sure a lot of people know him by name. Mark Ronson has worked closely with quite a lot of big names in the industry. Just to name a couple, Amy Winehouse, think her song Valerie. Also Bruno Mars, I think he did Uptown Funk and maybe a few others of Bruno's. So yeah, Mark Ronson, pretty big name. I believe they were working with another producer in the early production stages of this album, and then they sort of moved on to working with Mark Ronson. At this point, we have Simon Le Bon, Nick Rhodes, John Taylor and Roger Taylor as part of the band. Don Brown has also joined the lineup as the band's guitarist, as I mentioned in the last video. So he did work on this album in the studio, and I believe he also accompanied the band on tour. But since we have 14 tracks to get through today, I'm going to jump straight into the album and hope you guys will follow me along on this journey of this album. It's going to be really interesting, and I do have quite high hopes for the album, being that Mark Ronson is behind the album. Let's see how we go with it. We're jumping into track number 1. It's the title track. It's called All You Need Is Now. Interesting. Love how we just change every single time.
Lose your head, lose control. You come on delicate and fine like a diamond in the mine. Yeah. When you move,
A lot of call and response, I love it.
you're the greatest thing alive. And you
Oh, nice.
in the mood the
Oh.
way you did when you were younger.
It almost felt like there was a lot of tension, and then all of a sudden the chorus just brightens up, especially with those pads in the background. Really love the percussion. To me, it doesn't have much atmosphere. I don't know the best way to describe it, but it sounds quite boxy. There's a little bit of delay on Simon's vocals coming through. To me, it also feels I don't know why, but it feels a little bit more grungy, and I think Simon's vocals are processed to kind of reflect that, but also the effects at the very beginning were quite cool as well.
We told everybody all you need is now. Stay with the music, let it play a little longer. You don't need anybody, all you need is now. Every moment that arrives, you're the greatest thing
A lot of effects in the background there. Like sweeping, bit of a filter. Wow. So different. Beautiful mixing though, very clean. And I think we're hearing like the warmth of this bass underneath. Oh, there we go. Back into that, like, effect in the intro. Yeah, pretty strong start to the album. I thought that was quite a catchy song. The message was definitely there. I say this in every video, but it's just different. We've long departed from the Timbaland sound. I was quite impressed with that. The only thing I didn't really like was that Simon's vocals, it sounded a little further back in the mix. I would have liked it to have been a bit more brighter, a bit more upfront. It felt like it was drowning in a few elements. I don't know if you guys got that too, but that's kind of how it felt for me. I'm looking forward to some of the other songs to see if they've got that same kind of vibe or if they kind of shift the style throughout the album, because they do tend to do that as well on some albums, is they sort of shift the song style a little bit. Like I said, I'll try and keep it brief. Apologies if I babble too much throughout these songs. So guys, we're moving on to track number 2 now. It's called Blame the Machines. Very cool. Ready to get that synthwave kind of feel from this. Oh yeah. Oh. It's like a sub bass or a bass in the sub frequencies. It's like boom boom. Oh. Yeah, it definitely has like a synthwave vibe. With a lot of very old school sounds. Oh, wow. And then Nick's folding in all these mechanical effects. Very cool. I'm just loving that bass though. Goodness me. Wow. Gonna say very quickly, this song takes me right back to Rio. Right back to Rio, just with the sounds, the effects, things being used throughout the song. It just makes me think of Rio. I feel like they're coming back to their roots a little bit more in this album than say the previous one. They're still sort of capturing that energy of Duran Duran back in the early 80s when they were obviously at the height of their career. He was doing that in the last song. That whoa. Love that reverse verb. Ooh. Love the effects on this woman's voice. Love the effects on her voice. And then Simon's layering it. Yeah. I wonder if... Actually, I'll wait to say that. Ooh. Pulling all the elements back. Okay. Okay, so far I loved Blame the Machines more than All You Need Is Now. Two completely different songs, that's what I was saying. They go from one sound and then they sort of shift a little bit in the next track, and you just don't really know what to expect, and it's great. I love that. So what I was going to say at the end of that track, it's coming back to me, it's coming back to me. I wonder if Nick brought back some of the old hardware synths he was using back in the day. It seems like he's dipped back into some of his old gear and he's using a lot of those sounds on this album. I could be wrong. I feel like I'm hearing a lot of old school sounds and old school effects. I think that might be what's bringing me back to Rio and why I'm thinking of Rio when I hear this song. So it was getting very hot in this room, so I've turned the air on and now there's a cat in my studio. I think he wants to go out, so I'm gonna have to let him out. Just give me 1 second. So we're moving on to track number 3 now. It's called Being Followed. Interesting. This is like Rio 2.0. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Hold Back the Rain with that arpeggiator, that
Something shifting between the sirens and the glow of red lights and the blue slowly turning. I'm not alone, being followed.
It sounds like he's got either a layer, like a harmony layer, or a backing singer as well. Imagine singing as a backing vocalist on one of these songs though. How cool would that be? I love that.
In this chamber, lit by scandal,
Love the whistle.
you're the
Makes it quite spooky.
in the barrel. I'm calling out. I'm not alone.
Oh my goodness.
Never alone. I'm being followed.
This is so cool. Like sirens in the background. Almost felt like a bit of a quirky Bond theme, and then you had this section that was quite haunting. And you go back into that sort of tense section. I think they definitely encapsulated the feeling of being followed and that tension that was going through the track. And like I said, there was just elements of it that really threw me back to Rio. So the last two songs, it's almost like a nod to their heyday. I'm assuming a lot of fans enjoyed this album for that reason. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about this album? Do you think it's a little bit of a blast from the past? We're moving on to track number 4 now. It's called Leave a Light On. Oh, wow. Why does this sound very familiar, like that tune? Is this one of the more pretty melodic tracks?
So come the evening,
Yep.
I'm out on the dunes, looking for a token, something to prove. All I remember is more than a flame in my fantasy fire.
It's strange, but this takes me to a certain place and a certain time in my life. I used to go to this bar quite often after work when I lived in New Zealand. It was a beautiful bar. It was very urban. If I can find a photo of it, I'll pop it into the video. I don't know why this song is taking me back to that moment in my life where I just sat in this beautiful bar, very wide open space, high ceilings. I don't know what their studio was like. I don't know what kind of atmosphere they were in when they were making this album. but it's funny how certain songs take you to certain places.
I know, I swear, if you leave a light on, if you leave a light on for me, I'll come there.
I'm not sure what I'm even hearing right now.
You can leave a light on for me.
Like a really high frequency synth that's sort of layered over that melody.
It's so unexpected, the kindness you've shown, that I will not forget it. I know, I swear, if you leave a light on, if you leave a light on,
This is so pretty.
I'll come there. You can leave a light on for me. I know, I swear, if you leave a light on, if you leave a light on for me,
Harmony would be really good at this point.
you can leave a light on for me.
I got that wrong.
I know.
Oh, there we go, harmonies.
I swear, if you leave a light on, if you leave a light on for me, I'll come there. You can leave a light on for me.
Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, those lingering synths, they just take you back. They really do. That's really up there with Blame the Machines. I loved the emotion behind that one. Like I said, it took me to a time and it took me to a place. I think a time when I was a bit lost as a person, and maybe in a way the song kind of spoke to me. There was certain sounds, certain synth textures and certain synth sounds that threw me back to Mediterranea a little bit. There was also the guitar and then certain points in the song that felt like a bit of a fusion of Mediterranea and pop trash. Moving on to track 5 now. It's called Safe in the Heat of the Moment. Straight back into the energy. And a bit of funk energy as well.
People say you've been around. How about you and me get down? How about you and
wow.
me get down? Babe, I know you've been around. Unmake your bed. Don't think about what lies ahead. Don't you wanna be misled? Don't you
Love the
wanna
female
be
vocal.
Fame seems a far off day when enough was never
I
enough.
wonder who that is.
Vain, how I played my hand. One more reckless man in the rough. Strange, how we explain the story that we've lived through. Is safe, a stillness that comes to me.
Just gonna say this really quickly. I feel like I'm taken back to disco, especially with those vocals, those layered female vocals. Really does remind me of disco. We've got that energy back all of a sudden, and we also have that real funky rhythmic bass, and then elements that feel like early day Duran Duran in the clubs.
When I'm close to you,
I'm sure it was intentional.
a feeling that runs so deep that it scares me.
Like, John's bass is like... Yeah. Ooh. That warm pad. Oh. Because there was certain parts of songs that you're just like, oh,
Poker finger winking eye, caresses running up your thigh. Scratch my surface, digging deep. There's
I love
always
her
secrets
voice.
left to keep. Safe, not sound,
So
make these
seductive.
rules. Crowd control for enlightened fools. So come on, boy, let's change your pace. Come feel the chill of my embrace. People say you've been around. How about you and me get down? How about you and me get down? Babe, I know you've been around. I'll make your bed.
she sounds familiar.
Think about what lies ahead. Don't you wanna be misled?
wow.
Don't you wanna be
That guitar.
misled?
Whoa. There's a song called, I think it's called Groove Jet by Spiller. Gonna say Spiller. Was it Spiller? God, I don't know. It was called Groove Jet, and I got a very Groove Jet vibe from that section before it sort of swept back into the chorus. Yeah. So random. Such a random thing to say. It was just the beat and the percussion. That was an abrupt ending. So random that I said Groove Jet, but I think it's because they took away all the elements and you just had this sort of, I don't know the name of the drum. It's like a, is it not a tabla? Maybe it's a tabla, I don't know. So apparently the name of the female vocalist in that track, her name is Animatronic. I loved her voice in that. It was very seductive. Like, how about you and me get down? And yeah, just love that overall disco flavor. We're moving on to track number 6 now. It's called Girl Panic. Something happened in the right ear there. Oh, I'm getting it again. I'm getting that sort of, oh, I don't know. This one sounds a bit familiar too. Maybe I heard it on the radio? I love the bass line in this. With John, he injects so much rhythm into his bass lines. Even now, he still does it. As you guys know from some of his tutorials, he uses a lot of syncopation. It just transforms any song. Anyway. I love those synth flourishes, like bum, bum, bum. A bit more of a stab than anything. So cool. There's so many elements, but they're just mixed in so incredibly well. But you've really got to listen carefully. A cool song. I feel like I'm in a bit of a rush. There's something about the song that makes me want to rush somewhere. I don't know what it is. Oh. I'm so impressed. I'm really impressed with this. Yes. I absolutely love that synth pad too. Oh, the kick bend. Wow. Okay. That was a very, very cool song. My goodness. I just sort of stopped for a while and was just really listening to all the different elements. And like I said, there was like this percussive element, and then Roger's drums came in and it sort of fell to the back a little bit. But then you've got these beautiful synths. You've got like this sort of stabby dum 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 dum, and then in the middle section there was another sort of synth melody that was like da 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 with a different sound. And then John's bass, like I said, really rhythmic, just really, really coming together and just creating this energy that just made you want to run, or like run somewhere. I don't know why. It just had that feeling to it. And yeah, I was really impressed with that song. And can I just say, this album feels so much more Duran Duran than the previous album. Like, I just think they got a little bit lost in that previous album with Timbaland's sound and style. And like I said, I love Timbaland, no disrespect there. It's just, I want to hear Duran Duran, and I think working with Mark Ronson, they've captured that so incredibly well. Maybe they sat down with him and they said, look, we really want to go back to what we were and go back to Duran Duran and what is Duran Duran. And they've really done it with this album. So far, I just feel like I'm listening to the Duran Duran I know and love. And that's why I'm really, really taken by this album so far. And we're only really 6 tracks in. 6 tracks out of 14. We've still got a bit of a way to go. Track number 7 is called A Diamond in the Mind. Ooh. Am I listening for something in particular? Love this. Beautiful string orchestra. Oh, okay. It's the first track. Oh. I feel like they sort of captured some noise from the studio then. So that track was a interlude, and they have an album called A Diamond in the Mind, and I'm pretty sure that that was their tour to promote this album. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. Funnily enough, they actually came here to Australia, played a show about 5 minutes from where I live, which is like, right now I'm 2 hours out of Sydney. It was actually the tour for this album, so they were here in, I think, 2012. I don't know why I felt the need to share that then, but I kind of wish I hadn't have missed out on it, but unfortunately I did. Just need to catch my breath for a moment. It's very hot in here. We're already in autumn, and it's not even cooling down. It's cooling down a little bit, but it's still really hot, so I'm like, whew. Track number 8 is called The Man Who Stole a Leopard. Yep, someone's brought back their synths from way back when.
I'm longing for the dawn
Interesting.
of our nocturnal life.
Oh.
It begins and ends with you.
I just love the body of some of these songs. It's just so beautiful. It's just so well mixed.
My secret, you were once running wild, hiding in the morning mist. Game demands I make you mine. I thought that I could resist, but the leopard in you silently preyed on me. Don't spill my secret. You were
Oh my goodness.
running wild.
song just changed all of a sudden with that beat coming in.
I thought that I could resist, but the leopard in you silently preyed on me. Don't spill my secrets.
This has its own little disco kind of element to it as well, this disco kind of feeling. Especially with that da-da-da-da-da. Those classic string sounds. Very, very quickly, with those sounds, it's like Tel Aviv. The first album, Tel Aviv. Have a listen and see if you can make a bit of a connection there.
Since we were lost outside, now that we've both been tamed, prisoners of our souls. Don't spill my secrets.
Yeah.
Don't spill my secrets.
Today, a man was taken from his apartment at the New Jersey shore and arrested under suspicion of entrapment of a wild animal. The incident has already created much controversy and is now likely to lead to a major international investigation into the life of the man who stole a leopard.
Love that. The life of a man who stole a leopard, and it's right at the end with this, yeah, old school orchestral music. Goodness me. I have to look up this article because it was obviously based on a true story. That song was really, really cool. My goodness, how many of these songs are taking me back to early days? It's not even just Rio now, it's the first album that I'm hearing. We're on to track number 9 now. It's called Other People's Lives. Yes. The energy.
Selling X's down the river. Every Katie's got her price, and the details make you shiver. But it's hard to
Very much a dancey album as well.
stuck in vice because nothing matters in the self-obsession age.
Oh, cool.
Read the headlines, hear the sounds.
I'm impressed. You've got like these vocal effects sort of layered with, I think, what sound like synth effects, but I don't know if maybe they've used Simon's voice and processed it so much that it actually sounds like a synth.
In the magazines, staring out at me, out of my TV.
This is so Duran Duran, this album. So Duran Duran.
Pixelated lives, just like yours and mine.
I love how they keep sort of chopping and changing throughout there. Oh. I'm so impressed with how much incredible work has gone into this album and how many amazing effects you get throughout, and chopping and changing of sections and drum beats and things like that. So you sort of take it on a bit of a journey. But I'm just really happy to finally hear something that's just so authentically Duran Duran. We're going to move on to track 10. It's called Mediterranea. Oh, sounds like beach ambience. Ooh, Mediterranean indeed. I love the percussion in this one.
across the sky.
Quite a lot of different percussive elements.
Following, who wish that I was on that plane, on my way to some far destination, undiscovered, never mentioned, one you wanna leave behind, when a winter's on the ground.
Another nice slow track.
Ever wonder
One that breaks up the energy a bit.
in the cold gray light we dream, there's a place for us, Mediterranea. I'm trading air for touchdown ecstasy, arriving there.
It's a bit more minimal if you compare it to some of the other ones, some of the other tracks.
9 a.m. the beach, tequila mayhem,
Tequila mayhem.
suburban daydreams, waiting for a look.
Some of all suburban daydreams.
Awaken to the shade.
Like these lyrics.
We believe where the white sands touch the sea. There's a space for
Just enjoying this one. It's a bit more, bit of a time to breathe and relax. Hence the name, right?
in the cold gray light we dream. There's a place for us, Mediterranea.
Yeah, it was nice, but it just wasn't really popping out for me, I don't think, if you compare it to some of the other tracks. And I think Leave a Light On had a little bit more of an impact on me listening to it than I think Mediterranea. But it was still really, really nice. Track 11 is called Too Bad You're So Beautiful. I'm rolling my eyes because I'm literally in Rioville.
Give me the freeze, -20 and counting.
-20 and counting. I love these lyrics that, see, after all this time, still an incredible songwriter.
It's not your problem.
All of them, not just Simon.
Lay me on your bed. I want to stroke your sleepy head. I wish that I was you instead of being just your weak
Why do I feel like I've got a B-52s vibe from this song? It's so strange.
friend.
Maybe it's that synth.
Too bad you're so beautiful and so complicated.
B-52s.
I may be a deluded fool, but still fascinated. Too bad you're so beautiful when I'm king of nothing. This can't
I don't like that line, King of Nothing. It definitely is that synth. Ooh. This is nice. Beautiful.
King of nowhere speaks another
I love how they're layering so many sounds to just create this really beautiful atmosphere. Sorry, I was saying before, this album doesn't have like a big wide open atmosphere. Think back to Seven and the Ragged Tiger when everything just sounded like it was in a big wide open space and it was like, whoa. We've got this nice clean body and we're just sort of building those atmospheric sounds on top of what we've got already. Sometimes I'm not the best at explaining those kind of things, but just, yeah, it just has that really nice clean warmth, but then you build all these beautiful atmospheric sounds over the top.
It's too bad you're so
You're too What? I'm not quite sure what he said there. It didn't sound like beautiful. I love those choruses of vocals. You can hear them in the background. It could be a pad or it could be vocal layers. It just adds this really nice warmth and really nice brightness to the song at the end there. A little bit like what we were hearing with Pop Trash, but different in its own way. Really, really surprised with how quickly we powered through this album. But I'm going to move on now to track number 12. It's called Runway Runaway. Interesting. Oh. Oh my gosh. Could this album sound any more like Rio? I think what I should do is quickly go back to Rio. Just maybe after this song, maybe go back to sometimes I'm caught in a landslide, my feet so in time, can you look at me? That's Last Chance on the Stairway. That's my dad's favorite Duran Duran song. Just in case anyone really wanted to know that piece of information. Yeah, so this is Last Chance on the Stairway. There was another song that was like Hold Back the Rain, but my god. They probably should have done a bit of a knockoff of Rio on the front of this album, because my goodness. I'm hearing Last Chance on the Stairway with the beat. If any guitar comes in, I'm gonna... I'm gonna play Last Chance on the Stairway after this, I swear. Love the energy though. Very upbeat. I said that before, but beautiful, bright, energetic. I'm so hearing it though. It's crazy how familiar it is, how much it rings familiar. But yeah, great track. I think because it gave me a little bit of that flashback. Very quickly, I'm going to change the battery. And we're back. Battery died. Okay guys, so I'm really going to quickly do this now. So before we move on to track 13, I'm going to quickly run to Rio. Yes, run to Rio. And play Last Chance on the Stairway for you and tell me if you can make a bit of a connection there. Like the beat, and in a way the key, but not quite the key. I hear it! Okay, anyway, I've had my fun now. Okay guys, we're moving on to track 13. It's called Return to Now. Ooh. Feels like another interlude. I think it was like a minute something. Hold on. Yeah. And they're playing some of the top line melodies of some of these songs, I think. Yeah. This is cool. I can imagine walking through this beautiful castle with like orchestral version of All You Need Is Now. Or you're like dancing to it. This beautiful ballroom and just the music echoing through. This is really pretty. I love how they transform the song into an orchestral version. I wonder if it's like a full version anywhere. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So far, this is just so cool. Track 14 is called Before the Rain. Ooh. I was not expecting that.
A stormy summer is rolling closer.
They've put this effect on Simon's vocals. Actually have no idea how they've done that, but you can hear him singing and then you can hear like this, what sounds like a reversed clip of him singing too. It's hard to explain.
Lighting up this holy smoker. And if this drink
Maybe it's reversed.
leaves the thinking, I toast to my
Wow.
own truth with
That's very haunting.
all rise, you promises broken. Call my lovers by their names. Lost hearts and words that are spoken to the wind,
Wow, guys. Just wow.
which blows before the rain. All rise, you
It's almost got like that hip-hoppy kind of beat to it.
Call my lovers by their names. Lost hearts and words
Or like that 808, 909, 909, 808 kit. Oh my gosh. Make your mind up.
blows before the rain.
This one is gorgeous. Oh, and the emotion that just came out of Simon's voice then.
For all I carry are murdered secrets. The price of my blue star-eyed weakness.
Trying to think, does it sound a bit like a marching band or something?
Broken. Call my lovers by their names.
It's really haunting, this song.
And words that are spoken to the wind.
And then that da-da-da-da on the synth.
Before the rain.
And that sounds almost like a cello kind of sound. Oh. Is that like a guitar going? That's beautiful. Wow. Wow, what a way to end that album. My goodness, it's always the last track, isn't it? I feel like with Astronaut it was very much the same. Wow, beautiful song. And I'm just, yeah, I'm sort of taken aback by that one. I think it was just so beautifully done. There was just so many gorgeous elements throughout that track. You had the very sad sounding cellos. Cellos just have a really incredible way of sounding so haunting and emotional. So there's actually a classical piece of music by Bach. I think it's called Prelude Number 1, and it's very famous. A lot of people will recognize it when they hear it. Cellos just have this beautiful full sound. I feel like it really added that sadness and that emotion to that song. And then Simon's beautiful voice just doing like the ha. Yeah, dark, beautiful, love it. It's always those songs that grab me the most that I just think, oh, Absolutely stunning. Anyway, guys, as a wrap up, and again, guys, I won't keep this video too long because I know it's a really long album, and I really recommend you guys take the time to go away and listen to it track by track. As a whole, I thought it was fantastic. Like I said, it just encapsulated Duran Duran, and it just really, really felt like they were trying to capture the sounds that they had back in the day. So there was an arpeggiator in one of them that just sounded like Hold Back the Rain. And then I was hearing another song which had maybe it was Mediterranea, that reminded me a bit of Tel Aviv. I went from an album that was not really Duran Duran, bar a few songs, to an album that is literally Duran Duran. And props to the producers, props to Mark Ronson as well, for really capturing that and for really bringing that forward. I can understand why he's such an incredibly successful producer, because he knows how to capture the style and essence of an artist. Massive credits to the band for all the hard work on this album as well. It was so well mixed, well thought out, well put together, just felt like a blast from the past. And that's the thing, they just blow me away with every album that they make. There's always something new, there's always something to be excited about. They're just such a great band, and really great band to listen to when you need some inspiration and you need to really dive into songwriting techniques. Overall, guys, I just think this is a great album. I definitely preferred it to the last album. I really, really hope you take the time out to enjoy this album in your own time and just take it in and let me know what you think of it. We'd really, really love to hear your feedback and hear your thoughts. But in the meantime, guys, look after yourselves, stay safe, take care of one another. It's very scary how quick this year is going, but I just hope you guys are having a wonderful year, smashing all your goals and listening to the music that you love and enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. It really helps out my channel, and you guys will be able to stay up to date with my new videos as I release them. Guys, I just want to thank you again so much for all your support and also being so patient with me as I film and release these videos. Sending you all my love all the way from Australia, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.